It's Alexia. So I was talking to a friend, and they said, I don't want you to get hurt. And we were, of course, talking about relationships. And we've all been hurt by relationships. So that makes sense to want to avoid that. And we always want to avoid getting hurt. I have kids, and I always want them to avoid getting hurt. We don't like to see each other get hurt and cry. But getting hurt is not the ultimate thing we're trying to avoid. We're trying to live, and we're trying to have a great time, have fun, have a wholesome time, healthy. And when we see all these scratches on my kids' legs and their bruised knees and my bruised knees, it's okay. Nobody's really upset. Nobody minds. Nobody's calling CPS. Because the goal is not to avoid getting hurt. And when my kids play together, they hurt each other. And when my kids play with other people's kids, they hurt each other. We've all done sports. And when you think about it objectively, oh, I want to avoid being hurt. That's more protective equipment, da-da-da. But come on. When you got hurt playing sports, you're like, yeah, did it? I got hurt. I mean, gee, I was in martial arts, and I loved all the bruises I had. It was fun. Getting hurt is not the ultimate evil. So, that's an analogy, of course, for relationships. And we're going to get hurt in relationships. And that's okay. You could avoid that by not having any relationships at all. Dude, even if you go to live in a convent, you're going to have relationships and you're going to get hurt, especially there, actually. You can go live by yourself in the woods, and then you'll just hurt from loneliness. So the hurting is inevitable. We need two different words, and we do not have them that I can think of without using profanity. So I'll just use profanity. So we would like to avoid getting hurt, but it's inevitable and we're going to get hurt. So instead, we need to avoid this other thing. Malicious hurt, careless hurt, and being hurt by assholes who are basically either intentionally or carelessly hurting. That's what we want to avoid. And so as I move forward in my life and I seek out new relationships, I know that, it's like these webs of, as humans come together and veer apart, whether it be friendships or romantic relationships. Those are going to involve getting to know each other. And with some friendships, it's not going to go anywhere, and that might hurt. But nobody meant any ill. It just turned out that we weren't compatible as friends, or we just didn't line up and our lives didn't flow together as friends. Now, when it comes to romantic relationships, it's definitely more intense, But if you're going to pursue romantic relationships, you're going to have to meet a bunch of people, because most of them are not going to be compatible. I don't think we're compatible with, maybe 2%. If you put 100 people in a room, 2 of them might be people I would want to have a romantic relationship with, or a live in your house relationship with. The rest of them, for one reason or another, we wouldn't be. So dating is going to involve meeting those people and getting to know them every single time you find out that you're actually not compatible. You're one of the other 98 people in the room, not those 2. Every time you figure that out, it kind of sucks. It kind of hurts. And usually more for one person than the other, which makes it even worse. Because one person's like, I wasn't really that into you. And the other's like, oh, I really liked you. It's going to hurt. And if you work really hard to avoid that, you're going to fuck everything up. That's where they say better loved and lost than never loved at all. I think that's true sometimes. So you've got to go out there going, yep, I am going to encounter 98 people, and 2 of them I will like, and one of them is going to like me back. And it's going to hurt, and that's okay. But you also have to work really, really hard to avoid the ones who are going to hurt you maliciously or carelessly. The ones who are entitled and immature and have no emotional intelligence and will carelessly hurt you. the narcissists and the psychopaths and, you know, what is other sociopaths, those guys, the sociopaths, yeah. And then just the selfish people. So we do want to avoid being hurt by them because those hurts are avoidable. That is the hurt of being fucked over. That is the hurt of being used, the hurt of being lied to and deceived. And that is the hurt we need to work really hard to avoid. So it's so important to look toward your journey among various relationships, knowing what kind of hurt you're going to accept and what kind of hurt you're going to avoid. And your body knows. So there's a feeling in your gut, and you know this is a person who, yes, we may end up hurting each other by leaving each other because we're not compatible. But your gut also knows, oh my God, this is a person who's just going to hurt me because he's a dick. This is a chick who's going to hurt me because she's selfish or lazy or deceitful. And there are so many ways to not be that person. But that's for another time. But mostly right now, remember which kind of hurt you're trying to avoid. You're not trying to avoid the inevitable hurt of, hey, I'm not compatible with everybody, and this person may not like me, and that's her right. You're trying to avoid the hurt of, I got used, or someone was violent toward me, or someone was deceitful. So let's all go forward, knowing we're going to get bruises on our shins and our hearts. And let's be brave. And let's not blame the other person who hurt us just in the course of being who they are. And let's run away from the people who hurt us because they're deceptive assholes. Next time.